Hey there, YouTube. Welcome to another episode of Let's Get Better. Today is going to be a little bit different. Today I am not going to show you an exercise on how to improve your artwork, but I will tell you a little bit about something else that is really important in becoming a better artist. Today we'll be talking about motivation. As I've experienced with a lot of people in the past, sometimes they just don't really know what to draw, or they haven't been drawing or painting for a while because they don't feel inspired or motivated to do so. To be really honest, when I started out, I didn't really have this problem. I found out on a fairly late age that I wanted to become an artist. So when I did, I already had a full-time job in IT and I was almost 23 years old. So I was kind of old when I really sort of knew that I wanted to pursue art as a career. And I think because I really knew that what I didn't want to do as a career, it was easier for me to stay motivated and work my ass off to try and become an artist. Because I knew if I would fail, I would have to go back doing the work I really hated. So, because that was like what I would learn. Yeah. So where does this leave you, right? If you sometimes have a hard time finding the motivation to pick up the pencil and start drawing, is that bad? I don't think so. I don't think it is. Especially when you're still young, don't rush, You got so much time on your hands and so much time to do stuff and to become that person that you want to be. So just take your time and don't force yourself into doing things you don't really want to do. Because it might actually kill the fun of drawing and painting, and that would be a waste, So I don't know who said it, but I thought it was quite an interesting quote, which said, "To be an interesting artist, you need to lead an interesting life." And I'm not sure if that's 100% true, but it does make you wonder. I mean, do I force myself to sit behind my desk slaving away in my sketchbook all night? Or do I just give myself a little break and go out to the bar with my friends and have a good time? There was a time where I would have stayed home, and looking back now, I don't think that was the right choice. I mean, not that I regret it, I learned from that. And as I said in the last episode, you need to make mistakes in order to learn. All right? Anyway, what is motivation? The definition of motivation is the following. Internal and external factors that stimulate desire and energy in people to be continually interested and committed to a job, role, or subject, or to make an effort to attain a goal. And especially that last bit is what makes it all very important, to attain a goal. If your goal is to become a concept artist, then be motivated to become that. Learn what steps are necessary to become a concept artist and then work towards that. I mean, don't make the mistake that you have to be 100% pumped and motivated all the time, because becoming a good concept artist just takes time, and thus you need a lot of patience and you need to work a lot. So don't kick yourself in the butt for every time you slack off and do something else. But beware that doing that too much brings forth an attitude or a habit. So you need to train yourself to be disciplined enough and stay true to yourself. If you say you're going to do something, stick with it and do it. Don't find excuses for yourself. If you tell yourself, tonight when I'm get back from school or work or whatever you do, I'm going to do a color study or a self-portrait, then do it. Don't go like, I'm too tired, or I'm not in the mood, or there's this awesome movie on TV right now. No, you just go do it. You told yourself to do it or to go do it, so you just go and do it. I mean, you can get away with slacking off a couple of times, but like I said earlier, you take a great risk of making that slacking off a habit. And if something becomes a habit, it is really hard to get rid of it. And besides motivation and inspiration, I think discipline and dedication might even be more important in the whole process of becoming a good artist and achieving your goal than inspiration and motivation. So, what advice can I give you? I mean, find out what your goals are. If your goal is to become a good concept artist for games, find out what sort of steps you need to take to become that. You know, for example, you need to get good at the craft of drawing and painting. Of course, you need to learn about color and shadow, and you know how that works, light, how values work, what design is, how you can sort of be original. You need to, of course, you need to know a whole lot about anatomy in humans and animals and architecture, environmental painting. I mean, there's so much, right? But that all seems very intimidating. But when you all break it down into sort of like tiny skills, you know, when you sort of like see it like a talent tree in games, you know, then you can just start trying to level up all those tiny little skills, you know, being good at anatomy, and you can train that, and you will notice that you become better at anatomy, you know, that you know more. Or that you become better at understanding color and materials, and you know, you just get a greater knowledge of what you're dealing with. So you sort of like level up those little skills that make you in total a good concept artist for games, or a master chef, or a fighter pilot. But pulling this back to art, I mean, if you do it like that, you will rarely ever find yourself looking at a blank page and not really knowing what to draw or paint, you know? Because there's so much stuff, there's so much skills that you are not super awesome yet, you know? So you don't have to look, you don't always have to look for inspiration or motivation to just draw stuff, because you know there's tons of subject out there that you can choose from. Or you go do a color study because you want to learn more about colors that you find in the skies. Or maybe you go and do a materials study because that last piece that you did with the knight in shining armor, the metal wasn't as shiny as it could have been. So you go and study metal. You see, there's always something you can go and draw and paint, even if you feel like you don't know what to draw or paint. Just pick anything that you sort of like and just go do that. That way you don't really have to look for that spark or something, and you don't really have that artist block or writer block or whatever you want to call it. So to conclude, you really only need to set out a goal for you. You know, you need to be motivated about that. Be motivated about achieving that goal. In this case, becoming a concept artist. But don't be mistaken that you have to be fully motivated all the time and give yourself a hard time or doubt yourself when you aren't. It's energy wasted that you could have used in becoming better at some skill in order to achieve your goal. So thank you for listening to this piece of rant or advice, whatever you want to call it. I hope it's maybe a little bit useful to you. If you have any questions or opinions or critiques or requests or whatever, or comments, just leave it below and I will get back to it. I think next week will be just a normal episode where we go over a little bit of drawing and painting again. I'm not sure yet what what it's gonna be about, but I guess I'll find out. Anyway, thank you. If you're new to the channel, then please subscribe. If not, then thank you again for watching a video, and see you soon. Bye.